All right, all you drinkers across America, follow me, your host, Ron, Ratcatcher Antonori, and I am at the HOB Brewing Company with one of the owners, Rick, and we're hanging out, having a few of their good beers.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers. Got to have some beers when you're at a brewery talking. So, Rick, I talked to James a little bit about a little bit of the history here. He told me that this is tied in with the HOB that's right across the street. It's a brew house.
Well, the House of Beer, the HOB we get called, but the original Dunedin House of Beer is right across the street. It's a 40-tap tap house. We realized back in 2009 that there wasn't any good commercial beer here. We had a brewery, but they made their beer, but that's all you could get. You couldn't get a Sierra Nevada or any kind of craft beer in this town. So I think the most exotic beer was probably a lager from Germany or something like a Radenberger or something like that. But so we decided we wanted to open up a little tap house and go bigger, right? So we did 40 taps in 1,000 square feet, and it just kind of mushroomed up from there.
That's it. That's good, man. I was surprised. Talking about that was about 12 years ago. And then to see now that you've got 7 or 8 breweries within a 1 mile radius.
Yeah,
it's like this is like a brew hub now.
Yeah, Dunedin's cool. There's 7 breweries within walking distance. Also a couple of tap houses and lots of great restaurants, a bunch of shops. But everything's walking distance. We're a walking town. We've gotten awards as a town for being the most walkable city in America and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I've lived in Tampa several different times. It's my 3rd time living down here, and I've never actually came up here to Dunedin or anything until probably last year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've heard about it. I was down up in Brooksville a couple of years ago filming at Marker 48.
Great place,
and great people and everything. And they were all they're like,
Maurice.
If you've ever gone, they're like, you need to go to Dunedin. They've got 7 or 8 breweries within a mile. You can just walk through. I was like, really? I've got to check this little town out, man. I said, I've never even been. I've been to all Clearwater and Tarpon Springs and Newport, but never stopped off in Dunedin.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by.
I am too, man. I'm glad I started stopping by last summer, man. 'Cause this is like my new favorite town. Because where else could you go and brewery crawl? Yeah. Literally, they're right next door to each other, pretty much.
It's less than 1 mile, the loop.
Yeah.
I always say if you spend how is the phrase? Spend a lifetime in my shoes. What is it?
Something like that.
I'll come back to that. Yeah. We'll edit that one out.
After a couple beers, I'm sure we'll remember what it is. Right. You got to get the brain thinking. Got to get it liquefied.
I think that's it. I need some lubrication.
Yes, exactly. So, how long have you been in this location here actually brewing?
Well, we started renting this building in 2014, and we just rented part of the building, and we got a little 2-barrel system and started brewing, and started selling it across the street. So we were able to legally just roll it across the street into the tap house, thanks to kind of an obscure law that Busch Gardens had created back in the probably 70s or something like that. So we're technically a compound crossing the street. But so we started brewing over here, and it caught on, and we did some negotiation with the owner of the building and wound up buying it from him. We did that in 2016, and that's when we bought all the brewery equipment in the background. We upgraded from a 2-barrel to a 10-barrel, and then started making plans on opening this up as a tasting room.
So were you I know a lot of people that get into the brewery business that own breweries, they start off as a home brewer. Did you start off home brewing?
Yeah. My business partner, Andy Pulse, and I started that way. I met him, I was walking my dog one day, and walked by his garage. It was a Saturday, and the garage door was open, and there was carpet on the floor, and he had like a video game, like a Ms. Pac-Man, and the TV was playing, the Gator game, I guess. And what caught my eye, though, was 2 tap handles coming out of a refrigerator. And that was back in 2000, and that wasn't really popular. People didn't do keg boxes or kegerators back then, So I'm like, I gotta meet this guy. So my poor dog, I walked her back and forth until Andy came out of his house, and I ran up to him like, "Hi, my name's Rick.
I like beer."
So we got talking, and he brewed beer, I brewed beer, so we brewed beer together in each other's driveway or in the backyard or whatever. And then we joined a local Brewers Guild here in town, the Dunedin Brewers Guild. So once a month we'd come down and either go to Dunedin Brewery or Skip's downtown here, where they held the meetings and talked about beer. And Talked about how cool it would be to have a bar that, you know, two guys talking when they're drinking.
Oh yeah.
And
everyone wants to own a bar so they can drink even more.
That's basically
that's
it.
every man's dream.
Yeah. But so, you know, years went on. He moved, I moved, but we kept in touch. And one day he called me in 2008. He said, "Rick, what are you up to?" I said, "Well, I just sold my business. I'm really not sure what my next step is." "Why? What's going on?" He goes, "Just got back from San Diego. There's going to be this beer wave coming to Florida like you do not understand. We got to get on top of this." I was like, "Tell me, talk to me."
Yeah.
And so we went out and we drank some beers and talked about it. And he told me the story and what was about to happen, and he was so right. And we did. We jumped ahead of it, opened up in 2009, and we were one of 3 beer bars in the Tri-County area. So, yeah,
Awesome.
back then.
Awesome. Yeah, I know it's like people talk about Portland, San Diego, like you mentioned, Colorado as being
Asheville.
Yeah, that being craft beer capitals. No, man, Tampa Bay is the craft beer capital, and it is underappreciated. Over 80 breweries, and that's just breweries.
Right.
We're not including distilleries, meaderies, cideries, and all the
Tap
rest.
houses,
Yeah,
yeah.
all that. It's just over 80 breweries in the Tampa Bay area. So, I mean, there's something for everyone. From the bigger types that, you know, they'll run probably 24 types of beer to just the little small, real micro brewers that are probably doing maybe 5 or 6 beers on tap.
Right.
But, you know, you got all kinds of flavors and something for everybody. So if you love craft beer, you got to make your way down here to Tampa, Florida, man. I mean, and besides that, the weather's perfect year round.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, the last time I was down here, it was a little cold in January for a few days. But
It's a little warm in the summer.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
a little warm in the
right
summer,
now it's a good spring day and about 86 degrees.
Yeah.
So
February, March are
you
good
know,
months. The fall's my favorite time of year. I really like the fall.
Yeah, it gets down to about 70s then. Yeah, a little cold. Got to break out the jackets and the fireplace and all that.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is a great mecca for beer. St. Petersburg has become quite the hub for beer as well. But I got to give a shout out and props to Dunedin because they have probably the best water in the county. They have their own water plant here in town, and the city does an amazing job with that. And that's what our core product is water, so it's crucial. We sent it through an additional filtering system, but so we've got that. And there's eight breweries in town, 7 you can walk to without breaking a sweat. So.
Yeah, that's one thing I always tell people. It's like you can tell by looking at the beer. I mean, look at how nice that looks. I mean, that's some good water right there because, I mean, 95% of beer is water. And if you don't have a good water, a good base to work with,
Absolutely.
you're not going to have a good end product. And it's all crisp, clean, refreshing. I mean, it goes down smooth. You get those taste. If you're drinking the coconut blonde ale, you're going to get that taste of the coconut. If you're drinking the peanut butter blonde ale, you're going to get that taste of the peanut butter. The cucumber IPA, you got that cucumber comes out. And that's all has a lot to do with the water content.
Yeah, we try to make our beers subtle. We have all those flavors, but they're not overpowering. I've drank some beers where it's just the flavor is overpowering. Yeah. I like the peanut butter beer, for instance. It's typically a stout or a porter.
Exactly.
And it's more of a dessert beer, big, heavy, and you can only drink maybe one of them. But our peanut butter blonde is a nice, light, very approachable, 5% alcohol.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely one you can drink several of. That's the first time when I first saw it on the menu, I was like, peanut butter blonde. I said, I've always seen peanut butter porters or stouts, but not. I said, I've got to try that. That is different. And I mean, the peanut butter aroma that came off of it, and then the taste was just perfect. And like you said, it wasn't too overpowering, but it was there so that you knew that it was a peanut butter.
Definitely know you're drinking peanut butter,
exactly.
but it's
And you also know you're drinking a beer.
Right. Yeah.
Well.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, salute. It was nice meeting you, Rick. We'll be here all day long. Maybe we'll catch up a little bit later, have another beer, enjoy the band when they come on this afternoon. Got She's That Dude taking up the stage at 5:30 this afternoon. Going to be doing the official ribbon cutting of the pavilion at 4:30. So it gives all of you people out there shopping downtown at the marketplace to come up here, grab you a cold beer or two, get you something to eat at Corvo Bianco, and get ready to spend the afternoon with your friends and family right here at HOB Brewing Company. And we'll be back after this.